Oh, let's. Oh, shoot, I'm alive. Alright. Let's do. Get my setup going. I hope no one joins with my pants down. I mean,
Start paying and more consistent paying.
without the ding dang. Let's go to my channel. This is how I do it. Every day I go live and I go to my channel and I look at the stream in my browser and mute it because I have two monitors, and that's nice, but it's not quite enough to like rely on the Streamlabs. Oh my god, they added a little stream chat sidebar to the Streamlabs console. Okay, so that does fly. Okay, making a little Discord post. I'm resuming the mystery of the Druids. And that's https:// twitch.tv/ good thing I have my browser open, household VTuber. Okay, there we go. Holy fish paste. Oh shoot, we got one. Alright, bag him and tag him, boys. Stream over. We got one. Welcome. Okay. This is the starting screen. And I'll be beginning Mystery of the Druids. I gotta go here. And then the way I do it is I go over here, God Games Mystery of the Druids. Launch Mystery of the... Oh, I forgot to turn off the music. Forgot to turn off the 9 hours of Celtic music. I'm gonna crash this game real quick. Alright. Fired it. Maybe I should keep this music. I don't know if it's DMCA or MDA free or DMT PCB. Oh, is it still working? Let's find out. Gadzooks, the Cougar engine has stopped responding. Alright. Oh god. There we go.
What mad assassin are you referring to?
Halligan, it's well known that you'd rather read those crazy books of yours during office hours than taking any real interest in
Why
the
am I
affairs of this
hearing...
department. But it would now appear that you've even
Oh
read
god.
newspapers as well.
No, wait, this is scuffed. Where the hell is this audio coming from?
Taking victims apart and leaving nothing but bones for us to
I
find.
need...
You can read about it in any newspaper.
Okay, I'm gonna exit Twitch. Is that where it's... Where is that? Oh, it's open in the task manager. Sorry everyone, just one moment. The Druids will be back. There you are. It just crashed and kept making noises. Here we are. Alright. Okay. Now here come the Druids. Enjoy. There we go. And... Alright. Druids retrieved. Last time on Mystery of the Druids, the skeleton murderer is added again. You know what? My chief can relay what's going on better than I can. Jeffrey B. Miller.
Now, Halligan,
All right, he'll catch us up with what happened last week. Here we are.
But I didn't quite understand all the points of the briefing. Could we just go through it again?
my God, Halligan, do we really have to repeat it 3 times?
I'm really sorry, Chief. I was slightly distracted this morning.
I was distracted eating pizzas.
What do you want to know?
Let's see. Okay, Agent Lowry was investigating what is not called the mystery of the Druids, but dramatic irony, dear readers, we know. We know that the mystery is about Druids.
What mad assassin
but there's just been a skeleton appearing in this forest.
It's well known that you'd rather read those crazy books of yours during office hours than taking any real interest in the affairs of this department. But it would now appear that you've even stopped reading the newspapers as well. For months now, a killer's been running around in London, taking victims apart and leaving nothing but bones for us to find. You can read about it in any newspaper.
My goodness. Been arrested? Okay, so the killer was arrested.
I've heard of that, yes. But I thought the killer had been arrested.
But then,
It's what I used to think too. But since this morning, I have every reason to believe that we arrested the wrong man.
he's dead too.
There's been another murder.
Exactly, Halligan. A pile of bones has been found in Epping Forest. Supposedly a male corpse. We don't know any more than that. I presume we both agree that it can't have been Lowry's man, eh?
Oh, of course.
You see, I've just managed to get that into Lowry's head as well. You heard it? Lowry's off the case. Halligan, you drive out to Epping Forest and take a look at the evidence.
Of course, sir.
And Halligan, no sloppiness now.
We have a reputation for being sloppy.
Results. The press has
Halligan
already been
does.
terrorizing me this morning. The killer must be found. Do I make myself clear?
Of course, Chief.
You know what I really like? Oh, here we are. Alright. And that's that. What I really like are those little shortcuts in Mario 64 where you stand in one place and get teleported somewhere else. Wee wee. Alright, cool. So, we went to the forest and we investigated the skeleton remains. We noticed that there were burn marks around the bones. However, the bones showed no signs of being exposed to fire that would ignite. So my personal theory is Druid lightning. That hasn't come up in the game yet, though. But that's what I'm assuming. We went there, we found bones. This guy suggested we go talk to an archaeologist, if I remember right. We couldn't get in. There's a payphone that we want to use, but we don't have change for the payphone. I found a drunk beggar out on the street. Now, coincidentally, I do have a payphone in my office, but Halligan doesn't like his payphone for some reason. So everyone insists that it's working, and he's actually a lunatic. So my character, Halligan, has like what, as far as I can tell, a functioning telephone.
Well, Halligan,
But he sincerely believes it doesn't work. Here we are.
could he help you?
So we were trying to reach Professor Turner. I had a look around the building.
Outside the building.
You only saw the museum from the outside. Man, Halligan, you're weird sometimes.
You sure are weird sometimes. Couldn't get a hold of anybody.
Have you tried the phone? Maybe somebody's still there.
I didn't have any change for the phone.
Could I use your phone?
I'm not so keen on that, Halligan. I'm always in trouble with the accounts department. You know what I mean. Why don't you ask Lowry?
Does it
Lowry? You must be
cost money?
You know how badly we get on, don't you?
Especially since this morning, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, Halligan, but I'm convinced you'll solve this problem.
Oh my god, that's one way to tell someone to figure it out
Okay,
themselves.
Chris. See you later on.
Alright.
Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say?
Is there a way to skip dialogue? I don't want to hit the escape key. But I think I found that last time. Alright.
I had a look
Let's see if
round
he can
outside.
help us solve our
I only saw
mystery.
the museum from the outside. Man, Halligan,
The
you're
mystery
weird
of where
sometimes.
Dr. Turner is, not the mystery of the Druids.
I couldn't get hold of anybody.
Have you tried the phone? Maybe somebody's still there.
I didn't have any change for the
I
phone.
don't have any change to phone.
Well, now you've got.
I don't have any change to
Lost that
phone.
Gambling again, did you? Hey, that reminds me.
No, I bought a bunch
Lost
of
£30,000,
pizza.
Halligan.
It's true, he bought like a bunch of pizzas.
No, Chris.
Maybe you'll remember it someday.
Halligan's a goof. Alright. And let's just hear him say in his own words that his phone doesn't work anymore.
It's all right for you. My phone doesn't work properly anymore.
Why don't you go to a phone booth?
Oh. I don't have any change to phone. Maybe we can find my wallet. Oh, by the way, I
Seen it?
keep asking people where my wallet is. I don't have it.
No, it isn't here. Was there much money in it?
No, a £20 note and some change.
Well, it isn't here anyway.
That's a heavy wallet.
Okay, Chris, that's it for the moment.
Okay, Halligan. See you then.
So, I didn't mean to spoil myself on the solutions to any puzzles in this game, but when I was reading reviews for this game, I really wasn't looking for it. They mentioned that this guy that you play as is sort of an asshole, and he has a functioning phone, but you end up stealing money from a beggar to pay for a payphone. So I know that I need to steal coins from the beggar outside the museum, but he's pretty lucid, so I can't just take coins from him. I stole this though. So my first theory going into this stream is to use our lab equipment to make something, because there's like a lot of stuff I can look at over here. Make something that'll make him fall asleep.
Far too hot to touch. Far too hot to touch. If I pull that hose off, the test won't work anymore.
I don't know what all this is doing in a detective's office anyway. I guess it is a lab for DNA, but do they have like mad scientist beakers everywhere and like actual testing places for DNA evidence? All right. So I've got a flask.
No, I don't believe it won't work like that. No, not a chance.
Maybe I can. Huh?
I don't believe it will work like that. I don't believe it will work. There's no point in that. I don't believe.
I
It
suppose.
would surprise me if I should think up some. That won't get me any. No, not a. That won't. That's few. It won't work. There's no point.
This game's sort of been a pixel hunt up until this point, so I just wanted to give that a fair shot. Ah well. I have some apple juice, which I could combine.
No, the flask is half full of apple juice.
All right.
Apple juice. That's few. That won't get.
Can
me
I let
anything.
go of it? There you go. I've got a half full of apple juice flask. Can I do it now?
I can't see any connection there.
Ah.
No way. I should think up something else. That won't help either. No, better. Of course. No, not a. I should think that won't get.
All
me.
right.
Can't
There's
see
no
any
way they want me
connection.
to like click on a specific bottle.
Chris surely wouldn't like that. Apart from that, who knows what's in it?
All right. Maybe Chris can tell us now that we've investigated it. Or let's double check. A periodic table? Is that a separate pixel, or is this still a wall of chemicals? Oh! Alright.
I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right.
Oh, there's no words. It's a being made of energy. Okay, so we...
Can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce the name on the label right. I should think about it again. There's no point in. I don't believe it. There's no point in. I should think not a good idea.
Alright, let's talk to our guy. There's got to be a more programmatic way to... or pragmatic? Way to go about this.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
Oh, could he help me?
I haven't seen him yet.
No? Why not?
I couldn't get hold of anybody.
Have you tried the phone?
I guess he's not
It's
gonna...
there.
Never mind. You don't know anything about caustic chemicals. Can I use something on him?
Just keep that yourself.
Okay. What do we have in our inventory? We have some gloves, a scarf, a case book, some paper, and a clipboard. Here, let's... We had a pretty bad crash last time, so let's... There we go. Make sure we're on top of the saving. Now, we have a half... I know I have to do something. It has to be something in here. Let's do... apple juice?
Think first, Brent.
Okay. Think first. I don't have any information to go on. I need alcohol. This?
I'd rather think about it again.
Alright.
If I pull that hose off, the whole of Scotland.
The whole of Scotland Yard. Alright, let's talk to Brenda. Oh, that was her name, Brenda. Let the record show that I didn't have to talk to her to remember who she was. Oh wait, this is my office. Brenda's here and Lowry's over here. Correctamundo. And make sure your hair looks good, Brent.
Hello, Janet.
Hmm.
What about my database inquiry?
Can I have some data?
Don't like to repeat myself, Brent. Have you not been listening?
Yes, of course I have.
Well, then you know it all, don't you?
Sure.
In that case, see you later, Brent.
Damn.
Good. See you later then.
Take your time, Brent.
I've got no good favor and they've got no patience for me. Oh well. Back to the ARPANET with you. Actually, it's 2000. When is this set? It was released in 2001. Alright, back to the beakers. Oh, whoops. That's Chief's office. Okay, let's look back at the beakers. Hmm.
Take it with me? Chris surely wouldn't like that. Apart from that, who knows what's in it?
So I feel like I'm going to hit a quiet trigger or something clicking on these.
Take it with me?
Chris keeps getting, okay. This one had some like unique assets. I clicked on you earlier. I kept being curious about that one piece.
I can't even pronounce the
Okay. I think I actually am gonna have to give him some sleepy pills. What is this? Can you explain this to me? Chris, please, I implore you. Okay, thank you. Alright. Oh, now I can do this.
Dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. No, I can see with the naked eye that there are many fingerprints on the bottles.
Huh?
No, I can see with the naked eye that there are many fingerprints on the bottles.
Can I just pour it in here? Can I pick it up with gloves so I don't get the fingerprints on it? Can I put them in a bag? Can I carry them in a scarf? Oh. Okay, maybe this is a joke game.
Too dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. Why? At the moment, there are no fingerprints on the bottles. That's why I cleaned the bottles.
Yes, why did I clean the bottle?
Why? At the moment, there are no fingerprints on the bottles. That's why I...
Okay, I cleaned your I bet I got new dialogue with him now. I did his chores for him.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
Okay.
I had a look round outside the building.
You only saw the museum from the outside. Man, Halligan, you're weird sometimes. Why didn't you go in?
I have some other things to do
I
first.
have some other things to do first.
Ah, I understand. And you need to do them here.
No, Chris, of course not. I don't want to disturb you, but I've got another question.
Ooh.
Well then,
My wallet. Thought we were getting something
My wallet
new.
has disappeared. Have you seen it?
your wallet. No, it isn't here. Was there much money in it?
No, a £20 note and some change.
Well, it isn't here anyway.
Okay, Chris, that's it for the moment.
Okay, Halligan. See you then.
Alright. Back to the grind. Well, now we get the fingerprints off of it, so let's try transporting it. Do-do.
I thought it wouldn't work like that.
Oh, I have to go in here. There we go. Oh, it's not doing anything. That could be good. Can I put that in?
Why? Too dangerous to carry the bottle
Oh,
around.
crap.
I don't even know what kind of stuff that is.
Oh, jeez, I just broke the game. I think I just broke the game. Are we? Oh! Oh my god, that's the first time I've alt-tabbed the game and it didn't crash.
Too dangerous to carry the
I'm
bottle
gonna...
around with me. I don't even know what kind the bottle is.
Alright, we cleaned the bottles. There you go. Too dangerous to carry that stuff around with me.
I can't do anything with this.
Can I?
Can't even pronounce. I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce. I can't do anything with this. I can't even pronounce them. That won't. Looks like that won't. No, but that won't get me.
That's riveting
No,
gameplay.
I thought it wouldn't work. That doesn't work. I'd rather. No way.
I'm not leaving this lab until I figure out what I need to do.
Well, Halligan, how'd you get on at the museum?
I didn't.
What's Turner say? Could he help you?
What Professor Turner say?
I haven't seen him yet.
No. Why not?
I have some other things to do first.
Ah, I understand. And you need to do them here.
No, Chris,
Yes.
of course not. I don't want to disturb you, but I've got another question.
Ah, well then.
My wallet has disappeared. Have you seen it?
Your wallet? No, it isn't here. Was there much money in it?
A 20-pound note.
No, a £20 note and some change.
Well, it isn't here anyway.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, that's it for the moment.
Okay, Halligan. See you then.
Okay. I won't leave until I make a sale.
There's nothing I can do with this.
Maybe I don't need to be zoomed in anymore.
That would be stupid.
That would be stupid.
It won't work. Of course, I can't. No, I can't.
We've
see
established that the one I
can't
click
that
on
won't
is
get me any
important.
further.
I do not feel like a puzzle solver. What
Think
is
first.
this?
I don't want that. There's no. It won't work like that.
Alright, that's clearly...
There's nothing I can do with this. A bottle? The bottle is clean.
Oh.
A bottle with some sort of chemical.
That's right, I can
The bottle
right
is
click.
clean. A bottle with some. The bottle is clean. A bottle with some sort. Too dangerous. Too dangerous.
So right click is... That's right. Right click is analyze and left click is take.
Bottle with some sort of chemical.
With some sort of
Right.
chemical.
Bottle is a bottle with some sort of chemical.
Alright, I played with it. Oh my god, this game is very cryptic. It's very mysterious.
Dangerous to carry the bottle around with me. I don't even know what kind of stuff that is. Take it with me. The bottle is clean now. A bottle with some. The bottle is clean.
Alright, let's take one more good look at the shelf to the right.
I can't do anything with this. A container with chemical. A container. A container with chemical.
Alright, Chris. Wait, I'll right click on Chris. Nope.
Just keep that yourself.
Alright.
Just keep that yourself.
Okay.
Just keep that yourself.
Alright, I will.
Well, Halligan.
Thanks for the little
how'd you
moai
find the
head.
museum? What did Professor Turner say? Could he help you?
You know what? Let's go back to the museum. Goodness, this game is difficult. Alright, and back to the Museum of Oxford. Yeah, let's go talk to our friend. Can I have that?
Here, are you crazy? That's mine. Hands off, okay?
Alright.
Hey, it's me again.
So what? Haven't you asked enough questions yet? You got more
No,
than
not
one
nearly enough.
mother. Bagger off.
Bagger off.
Can I help you somehow?
Help? Help? Nobody can help me.
Hey, don't despair. Everybody has a hard time now and then. Maybe I can do something for you.
Just leave it. I've lost everything. Everything. No money, no flat, no future. I'm finished. Simply finished.
What do you need
Here we
most
go.
urgently?
What I need a drink.
Oh yeah.
Mightn't you have a couple of pounds for me?
There's money in your hat there.
Yeah,
Isn't that
bottle
enough
of
for a
gut
bottle
rot.
of gut rot?
Oh no. Those pennies wouldn't feed a parking meter.
Goodness. But they might feed a payphone.
Have you seen anybody going into the museum?
Yeah. Just this morning.
Yeah.
A woman. A young, pretty one.
A woman. You haven't seen a man?
Nah. Only a woman. She comes in
Nah.
every day. Now and again, she gives me a few pennies. I think she works in the museum.
Ah,
Aw.
a woman then.
So what? What's special about that? There are people running about in this world.
Based beggar. Why has the museum been closed off, genius?
Well, it's been refurbished.
Refurbished.
At the moment, my business is running really badly.
How much did you, make today?
Well, just a poxy 60 pence.
You're right. You won't get far on that. Okay, I must be off now.
Well then, okay.
Why don't you call your mother?
I really don't have the time for a break.
No, I wasn't trying to give you a break. Alright, one more look at the payphone. Yeah, I'm at a payphone. Candy. Hello, who's this candid camera? Nothing. Can I steal the
That
phone?
won't feel different with gloves either.
That won't feel different with gloves either. Alright. Goodbye, payphone. Alright, we did our due diligence at the museum. Go get him, Halligan, you tiger. Hmm. Let's take a look at the pizza.
Unfortunately, there's no pizza in there anymore. Al's Pizza Palace makes the best pizza in the world.
Alright.
My answering machine. That's the receiver of the telephone.
Okay. I've gotten everything I can get in here. Alright, now that we've made a trip, perhaps Chris might be more obliged to enlighten our little minds.
Too dangerous to. The bottle is clean. The bottle is clean.
Hmm.
Now.
Alright, now let's try combine. Did I already do this? I think I already
Some
did.
tufts of grass from the place where the bones
Oh
were
yeah.
found. In a bag for evidence.
Thank you for describing it. Gosh, can I light it on fire?
With some sort of chemical.
Can I take these home?
The bottle is clean now.
Alright.
There's nothing I can do with this.
Well, I cleaned your bottles. Please talk to me about the bottles.
I think Chris needs it.
Chris needs it? Chris.
Test tubes. I really don't want to break anything. There's no point in. I think Chris needs it. I
Yes.
think Chris needs it.
Tubes. Alright.
Well, Halligan?
Oh, Chris, please.
Professor Turner say. Could he help you?
Alright, let's dig more. Oh! Look at that!
Something I wanted to ask you, Chris. What do those flasks contain?
Oh, you mean those on the shelves? They contain all sorts of different chemicals I need for my work. Indicator solutions, alcohol, things like that.
Good thing there's only 3 places we can go to, because I gotta stretch my little brain out across this room. Figure out what I'm supposed to do. Hmm. Hmm.
That is really interesting.
Yes, isn't it?
You've got a great job, Chris. Masses of alcohol and everything legal.
Nonsense, Halligan.
Nonsense,
You
Halligan.
spend all day getting drunk with medical alcohol. Why don't you just try this stuff?
What? Really? Chris, you animal. Oh yeah.
No problem.
Oh, there's a cutscene. Oh, so there's a problem with the game, with streaming. It really doesn't like to... It doesn't let me record cutscenes very well. So,
Here, Brent, to your health.
there you go.
What's up? Go ahead, try it. You won't get one of these so often.
Chris just poured me a
Right,
bottle.
Here we go.
A cup.
Cheers.
I'll try and fix that for next stream. Okay, I just
To your
switched
health,
to a...
Brent. An interesting aroma.
Isn't it? Brent, aren't you feeling very well? Brent, are you sure you're okay?
It switched to a first-person perspective, and I'm looking at Chris from Halligan's eyes. Oh god. I just woke up on the floor. Dear Lord, Halligan, to my health.
God damn it. You could knock someone out cold with this kind of stuff, Chris.
Chris?
Well, we're making progress. Alright, Chris is gone. And I'm saving the game. For the Druids.
Too dangerous to
Can I take that now?
bottle it. A bottle with too dangerous to carry the
Alright, so now I'm a
Don't even know what kind of
liquor
stuff it is.
expert. Can I use it now? No? Okay.
Too dangerous. The bottle is clean now.
Let's go backwards.
With some
You know all about what's in there now, buddy. So I'm sorry, you didn't see the cutscene, but Chris came over here, poured some in a cup, and I drank it. Now I know how it works. Well, I think I knew how it worked beforehand. Okay. Let's just try all of our new things on it. Sure. They're clean. And now I know which one he...
What we have here. This is the bottle Chris.
I'm a great detective. I'm an insane detective.
There's nothing I can do.
I could have just asked him which one he took from. What? Alright, so I've got that. I know what to do with this. What? Oh, good thing I did it here. Alright, so he just ran over and I'm watching a 3D animation of a bottle being poured into another bottle. Okay, there weren't that many cutscenes here before.
Stop. I don't think it's a good idea
Oh.
to take the bottle out of the lab. Chris will be
Alrighty.
back quite soon. He'll notice it at once.
You'll notice it at once. Oh yeah, I guess that would be really mean. There you go. Round bottom flask. Okay. So, yeah, I'm using direct video or not window. Is it? It's either window capture or application capture for recording the game, and the cutscenes are just killing it. So in the future, I'll just try doing like recording my screen and fidget with it until it looks good on stream. And then we'll be able to see the cutscenes. But oh my god, we got the fancy drink now for the guy. He's gonna love this. Hello.
I've got something for you. Apple schnapps from Detective Halligan's home distillery.
Home distillery, huh?
Would you like to have a taste?
You serious? All right, pal. I'm as dry as the bottom of a parrot's cage.
Why don't you drink it all?
That is pretty dry.
It's a cracker, I can tell you.
Cheers, mister.
Cheers.
Alright, buddy. Well, can I have that now?
I really don't have the time for a break.
Oh. Can I... Well, he's no longer responsive, but I can't do anything. Can I slap him? Can I give him the scarf? Oh, here we are. I could have just asked somebody. I can't believe this actually happens. You just take coins from the beggar to go to the payphone? God damn, Halligan. Anything for the case.
You can't get through like that.
I know that. I hope I don't...
What shall I pay for? What shall I pay for? I can't hear any dialing tone.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear any dialing tone.
Come on.
What shall I pay for? What shall I pay for? What shall I pay for? Hey, a phone box. And I don't need a phone card.
Sure, okay. There we go. Oh, I hope I know the number.
Which number am I supposed to dial?
Oh my god.
Which number am I supposed to dial? Telephone charges of British Telecom, so nobody forgets how expensive it is to use the phone.
Is this crumpled up paper a directory? Oh, wait. Did it eat my coins? Okay. That looks like a directory down there. Alright. Ah, oh, that's cute. You flip them up. They're upside down at first.
Let's see if the phone number of the museum is listed in here. Museum, okay. Museum of African Studies, Museum of Ancient History,
Ah.
Anthropological Museum.
Oh, welcome, Aladdin.
It's here. I've got it.
He doesn't get paid enough as a public servant to be able to afford payphones. Well, he's a public servant, so doesn't he get access to the public payphone? Or maybe he has a phone card, because this phone doesn't accept phone cards. So maybe like at cards that accept phone cards, he has like a city one. Oh god, what did he say? Oh hey, hello. Oh fuck, don't mess this up, Brent. I was sent. My name is Brent Halligan. I'm calling from the phone booth. I don't know about that one. I was sent by a distant acquaintance of Professor Turner's. Let's say this is Detective Halligan so they know it's
Detective
serious.
Halligan from Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard? What can I do for you?
I need to speak to Professor Turner. Doesn't he work at the museum?
Yes, but he's away on business.
Mm-hmm. I suppose, no, I'm not. Not after all this. I suppose that's it then. Okay, it's
I
urgent.
need to speak to him urgently.
I'm a
Professor
detective.
Turner will not be available while he's on his expedition. I'm afraid you'll have to
Oh,
wait.
he's on an expedition. Ah, let's put the clamps on him.
Where has he gone to?
Kenya. It's a long expedition.
That is a long expedition.
Look, miss.
Look, pal.
What was your name?
Goodbye, Mr. Halligan.
No, 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 no.
He's hung up.
I suppose it's time to go to Kenya. Will this cover cab fare?
It won't work without money.
It won't work without money. Oh, we'll just ask her how to get to Kenya first, and then... Japers creepers. Yeah, that's a lot of beggars.
See if the phone number of the museum is listed in here.
We've got a lot of spiked apple schnapps to go around, though.
Okay. Museum of African Studies.
I don't know what's more messed up, is like feeding each of them from the same bottle without their knowledge or taking their money.
Turner? It's here. I've got it.
Alright.
Hello?
Hello, it's me again, Detective Halligan.
I told you, Professor Turner isn't
Oh
here.
crap, they have persistent dialogue.
Detective, I'm very busy. Please call again in 8 weeks.
What?
She's hung up.
Am I screwed here? Well, that's unique dialogue. Am I really gonna have to click this every time? Am I doing this correct? Lee?
What shall I pay for?
Hello?
Hello, it's me again, Detective Halligan.
I told you, Professor Turner isn't here.
Yes, but
Detective, I'm very busy. Please call again in 8 weeks.
Alright.
she's hung up again.
Suppose we really are going to Kenya. Well, now we can tell Chris all about our escapades. And maybe he can concoct us a trip to Kenya. Or a perfect clone of Kenya. As it is, with Professor Turner inside of it, and we can talk to that one. Oh, thank you, I will. And a mosquito net for my bed. And some full-body gloves. One more save for good measure. Apologies, headphone users.
Well, Brent, still got a headache?
Don't ask,
You
Chris.
managed to contact Professor Turner.
Yeah, I phoned him, but he wasn't in.
Not in.
He's on an expedition.
He's on an expedition.
Works there.
Alright.
Extension number.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Halligan, that was probably his daughter Melanie. She works in the museum.
Oh.
My friend told me a lot about her. He used to be really keen on her.
Who's your friend?
Turner has a daughter. Thanks, Chris.
Halligan.
I think that'll help me.
That will?
Are you, all
Are you
right,
sure?
How are you getting on?
Yeah, everything's fine. Thanks.
Okay. I think that will help me. Alright, well, we need to find someone, Really? The audio of the game is way lower? Well, shoot. The text is so small in the first place. It must be very difficult for you to understand what's going on. Viewers? Here, there you go. Gamma. Oh. Let's do that. Alright. Well, it's blowing my eardrums out, but if it's more watchable for you guys. I would go and like adjust audio levels outside of the game, but if I do, it's gonna crash. Which I mean, if it's still not loud enough after what I just did, I'll just take the hit. Melanie! Oh, Melanie! Is this any better? Here, I'll get him to say something funny. We can test the audio levels. Do I have the museum number memorized yet?
Hello?
All
This is
right.
Halligan again. Please don't hang up, Miss Turner.
How do you know
Oh.
my name, Mr. Halligan?
Chris Hecker told me that Professor Turner's your father.
Yes, that's true.
What do you do at the
Oh.
museum?
I'm an anthropologist.
The same as your father.
Yes?
Miss Turner, do you think you could help me?
That depends. What's the trouble?
Can't
I
believe she
found a
still picked
bone
up the
that I
phone
found
after all
examined
that.
at the lab.
A
Oh,
bone,
wonderful.
a
Well, thank you
human
very
bone?
much for
Yes,
the
of
heads up
course. It belonged to a murder victim.
about the audio.
How awful.
The bone is from the
How
body of one of
awful.
the victims of the skeleton murders. I take it you've read about them?
Oh, good heavens, yes. What can I do for you?
Couldn't we discuss that inside?
Certainly. Come on over.
I already
I'll let
told you
know.
I'm a detective. That should have been important enough. I mean, assuming you believe me when I say that. If... I'm not saying that if someone calls me and says they're a detective, that I'm going to listen to whatever they have to say. It's not what I'm broadcasting. Viewers. Alright. And turn. Go Halligan.
Mr. Halligan?
Hello,
Yes, that's
Melanie.
right.
Oh,
Hello, Miss Turner.
you were in the
Nice to meet you.
PDF
Thank you
guide
for
that comes with the
taking time.
GOG version of this game.
We're closed anyway. The museum is being refurbished.
It's not easy to get in touch with you.
It was so easy.
I was close to giving
It was so much a
You
problem.
mean because of the phone call? I'm really sorry. I do sometimes tend to be rather short on the phone. You know,
I'll say.
I get unpleasant calls sometimes, and that's why I'm a bit suspicious.
I see. Well, I finally got in touch.
I can't say
like to
our
come
call
in?
was very pleasant for her. Sorry, on her
Would
defense.
you like a cup of coffee or anything else?
Oh
No,
boy.
thanks.
This looks like a puzzle.
How may I help you?
As I said, I'm working on the skeleton murders. We found another victim in Epping Forest. All the evidence points to the same culprit as in the other cases. The corpse was completely skeletonized.
Professional work of
That's horrible.
Druids.
But how can I help you?
My colleague Chris Hecker of the forensic lab has already had a look at the bones. He thought that your father could perhaps carry out some additional tests. He is a renowned expert after all.
Yes, he could do that. But as I said, my father isn't here.
I know, but it is very urgent. Perhaps you could have a look?
You say you've got some of the bones with you?
Yeah, I just picked him up and put him in a bag.
This is a femur.
Yes, that's what Chris Hecker said as well.
It will take some time, Mr. Halligan. Could you wait a moment?
Yeah. Sure.
Yes, sure.
Oh, wow. Look at me! I'm the boob pyramids. I'm me. Can I talk to myself?
Well,
It's an
did you get
unfortunate
anywhere?
case. She's also got the
Not really. Not yet, anyway.
super proper posture
Take a while.
too.
Okay.
Like the straight up fridge posture, not the... I like her swagger. Well, I could talk about pyramidical boobs all day, but there's mysteries afoot. Alright. Oh, I got the bag. Do they do that? Can I do that again? Oh my god, I want that dagger. Alright, what'd I get?
A slice of the femur. It's wafer thin. You can almost see through it.
Wow. I guess no one will notice. Certainly not the owner. Very interesting music. Oh, here's that femur slice you ordered. Or maybe not. Okay. Hey, methanol's here too. Alright, we'll put the bone in the mortar and pestle.
It's lucky nobody saw that.
Oh?
That won't get me any further.
Oh, okay, so she's embarrassed when you do something wrong. Well, this seems a little bit simpler. I only have like one thing that I can click on stuff with. Gun, sickle, dagger, your eternal reward, the elder wand, kitchen knife, sheath, corner of the plate Walter White used to kill that guy. I mean, catch that guy in the act. Ooh! Look at it! Oh! Oh, oops. Is it still on there? Oh, this is incredible! It's just like fossil fighters.
I can't see it properly.
Spectrobes. Yellow. Looks like tiny druids.
I can't see it properly.
Oh, did I bring it out of focus? Yeah, I suppose so, Aladdin. Oh, here we are.
I can't see it properly.
It looks like I'm fading in and
Can't
out
see
of
it properly.
the proper focus. I need to get a clearer view of those yellow beads. Here, let's just reset that. I don't know if it gets any higher magnification than this. I'm an anthropologist trusted by the community.
I can't see it properly. I can't see it properly.
It must be like
I can't see it
a
properly.
very
I can't see
fine.
it properly. I can't see it properly.
Good.
There's some metal residue here.
Got it.
It's gold.
I found gold.
There's some metal residue.
I'm not an archaeologist, I'm an alchemist.
It's gold. I can't see it properly.
Wow, it really was like you had to be on the exact right magnification. Alright. Well, I know all about this tidbit. Dr. Halligan,
Made
you've
any
struck
progress?
gold.
Yes, a little, but I can't quite make it out. Have you got a moment? I just want to check on something.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. What do I want to...
A slice of the femur. It's wafer thin. You can almost see through it.
Alright. Wait, can I alchemize it?
Antique muzzle-loader pistols. It must have been practically impossible to aim these things properly.
You think so?
These stilettos were found during the excavations in Tenochtitlan, which is now Mexico City.
That's actually interesting. I wonder if these are real artifacts.
These stilettos were found during the excavations in Tenochtitlan, which is now Mexico City. A curved dagger. I think Father brought it back with him from Turkey. This dagger needs restoring. That's a stiletto from the late Roman era.
Well, I see something that a druid would use.
The sickle's from England. It could be a Celtic artifact, but we haven't been able to date it yet.
According to RuneScape.
That won't get me any further. I can't think of anything reasonable today.
Okay.
It looks as if that won't work. I don't want that. No, not a chance.
You make it a finer cut?
I'd better think about it again. I
Stilettos.
can't do that. It's lucky nobody saw that.
Okay.
That's a human femur. Mr. Halligan gave it to me.
Very nice.
No, better. That's interesting. The notches in the bone were made by a sharp instrument. The sickle matches the notches to a T.
Does it? Wouldn't it be the same as like
Would that really be clever?
to the naked eye?
That's interesting.
I told you it's
The
druid
notches in the
lightning.
bone were made by a sharp instrument. The sickle matches the notches to a T.
Okay. Well, this was roundabout. Alright, Halligan. There's gold in these hills, and the murderer used a
Made any
Celtic
progress?
sickle.
Yes, a little, but but I can't quite make it out. Have you got a moment? I just want to check on something.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll admire my antiques. Thank you very much for coming to 9/11, by the way. Alright.
Hey, didn't this
Oh.
edition mention something in connection with sacrificial rites in Britain?
Oh, really? Did it now?
Let's see. Yes, here it is. An
Druids!
article about the Druids and their sacrificial rites. The latest findings indicate that in ancient England it was probable for the most... for their high ceremonies, the Celts usually preferred to use... incredible. It all fits in with this bone. I'm
Nice.
sure the detective will be very interested.
Decent voice acting. Alright, detective name drop. That means go talk to the detective.
Mr. Halligan,
Oh, he's standing up for this one.
I believe I found something interesting about your bone.
Go ahead.
In
Oh
my opinion,
my.
This bone was worked on.
Oh, was it?
Yes, and probably with a sickle made of gold.
Oh.
Makes you think that?
The bone bears notches matching the cutting form of a sickle to a T, and I found a trace of gold in one of the notches.
A golden sickle? Who would use a weapon like that in order to cut a human being to pieces?
Nice.
That's what I asked myself as well. I found an interesting article which could help
Yes,
us.
it may have
According to
been
historian
Druids.
Arthur Blake, the Britannic Druids carried out very bloody sacrificial rites. He found out that such rites took place at major celebrations of the Celts. He assumes that consecrated golden sickles were used for those rites.
Well, at least
How
they're
does he know about
consecrated.
these things?
He learned about it from old inscriptions he's translating at the moment. Interesting, huh?
Celts? Druids? Quite some time has passed since then, hasn't it?
Of course, but the descriptions in the article absolutely match the findings on your bone, Mr. Halligan. I'm sure the author of the article can help you.
I gotta go talk to the author of the article? What do you think? Could this Blake be right?
What do you think? Could this Blake be right?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe he
very
just wants to
correct,
make
Aladdin.
money with horror stories about ancient Britain, but the bone you've shown me would match his
Gold
theory
is
quite well.
particularly malleable. And I just don't see it cutting through bone. Maybe it's golden, it's golden embezzled. It's golden trimmed. And it's made of sterner stuff otherwise. A
So you
ritual
think this
murder.
murder could be a ritual murder?
Yes, it would be possible. There are several occult sects and Satanists.
Goodness.
They like checking their history books and adopting archaic rituals.
It's kind of cute when you say it like that.
Have you ever seen anything similar in your career?
Well, you read
Oh,
about
Mr.
it all the
Halligan,
time.
You don't know the Aztec skull walls. If you'd seen those, you'd consider your bone harmless.
Maybe, but that was centuries ago.
I would
The victim
never.
of this murder was found this morning, and it was found in London.
That's right, Druids and Cult Sex, 2001, by Bink Engine, written in Bink. All right, and what was
What did you say
what was
this
his
author's
name?
name was?
Blake. Arthur Blake.
Arthur
He mentioned
Blake.
in the article of how you could get in touch with the man.
I
Thank
thought
you.
you'd ask that. His address was printed
Oh,
below the article.
did you, Einstein?
366 Pinewood Road, Northampton.
366 Northampton. Got it. I'll like you to. I'm bye.
Now,
Mr. Halligan, I'm interested in this,
Oh.
particularly because of my job. I'd like to help you with your case. Would you take me with you?
Absolutely.
it's confidential police work. I have to see him on my own. I'm sorry.
Really?
I'm sure my knowledge would be to your advantage, Mr. Halligan.
I already
It
let
would
you
be
hold
really
evidence.
interesting to work on a case like that.
Oh, well, when I think about it, perhaps that's not a bad idea at all. Perhaps there will be more examinations to be done.
Perhaps there will
Mr.
be.
Let's
Okay, you
do
can't
it
see
like
my
this.
arm.
I'll keep you informed on the case. If I hear anything new or if I need your help, I'll contact you.
I'll get back to
All
you.
right. I'll see you later then.
Yeah, see you later. And thank you, Miss Turner.
I have a feeling we're not going to get back to her unless we need her. Alright, well that's definitely worth a save. I'm on my way to Arthur Blake's. Arthur Blake.
This must be it. Pretty out of the way.
Oh my god, I drove all the way here. Alright. Oh great, I have all my stuff again. Got my blue sheet on a clipboard. I'll be sure to help me. Alright. Well, nothing to do but knock on the door. They're not going to make me solve a puzzle to get into 2 buildings in a row.
Mr. Blake?
Yes?
Sex
My name's
with
Blake Hannigan.
O.
I'm a detective from Scotland Yard. I have a few questions I need to ask you.
Scotland Yard? What's this about? Is something wrong?
I'd rather we discuss this in private. Do you mind if I come in?
This is private
Sure.
enough. He has no neighbors.
What's happened? Is there a problem with one of my publications?
No, sir. I'm investigating a murder case. Perhaps you could help me? It really won't take
Is
very
there a
long.
problem with one of my publications? Wiggle
What's it
wiggle.
got to do with me?
Mr. Blake, I'd really
Goodness.
prefer it if we could go somewhere a little more private. May
I
come
am
in?
certain no one
Yes,
can hear
certainly.
us.
Come on in.
God damn. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. There was something. There was a real presence about him. Alright, I love saving. Just like Pokemon. Well, this is a lovely little cot you've got. Oh boy, this looks like a puzzle. Red.
And they're almost all historical works.
This reminds me of a puzzle.
You're the author of a book on Druids, am I right?
Yes, quite correct. In fact, I'm just working on a revised version for the next edition. But
It
what
sounds like
makes
it's a
you so
skull.
interested
Oh my
in my
goodness,
book?
this music.
I'm currently investigating a series of murders in London. I've made some interesting discoveries that I'd like to discuss with you.
What series of murders are we talking about?
The skeleton murders. You may have read about them in the papers.
Oh, yes. Of course. A terrible business.
Mr. Blake, I believe there may be some sort of ritual behind these murders.
Well, what makes you think that?
Dr. Turner from the Anthropological Museum in Oxford examined one of the last victim's bones for me. She found residual traces of gold on it and round notches.
Round notches, you say?
Yes.
He
Does that
does.
mean anything to
He
you?
sounds like the
Doesn't
guy
your
that,
book on Druids mention
I'll talk
ritual
about it later.
killings for which a golden sickle was used?
True. Are you saying these murders are based on the same ritual?
That's what
He
I
sounds
thought
like the
last
narrator on
It's
VHS
possible.
advertisements.
It can't be true. It's... My God. It would be unthinkable.
It would be
confirm
unthinkable.
all my translations. I've been researching the history of the Druids for 30 years now, but I've never yet found proof of my greatest fears.
That they're real?
Greatest fears.
Yes, the perfection of the final ritual.
Oh boy.
The final confirmation of the Druids' power.
Yeah, round notches. I suppose my dad really likes this Alaskan bear claw instrument that he has. It's like a little round, you hold it with your... I don't even know where to begin. The knife that my dad has, you hold it like an energy sword from Halo, like same wrist shape, except there's just a sharp, short knife in front of you with a curved shape to it, and you can kind of cut round shapes into things. And by round notch, I mean like a circle cut into the surface of whatever you're cutting. But I mean, you're right. At most angle, this piano's going nuts. Alright, tell me more about the... Please tell me more about the Druids.
They were highly respected scholars, responsible for preserving
Scholars?
Celtic religion and science.
He stands out so
included
much.
conducting sacrificial
Can't stop thinking
rituals,
about it now.
medicine, astronomy, and justice. Experts now believe that Druidism began in ancient Britain and spread from there to the European continent, especially to Gaul. The first
Yeah, why
definite
bother?
evidence of the Druids' existence goes back to...
He has a beard too, you don't
500
have to.
BC.
Like, this is
A long
fine when he
time ago.
stops.
Quite. And for at least 500 years from then on, the Druids were the most important class of Celtic society.
This is honestly
What happened then?
fascinating.
Well, with Britain and Gaul being conquered by the Romans, the Druids were quickly suppressed. Their doctrine was abolished and replaced by Roman tenets. In the end, Christianity took over. And by around 1000 AD, Druidism seems to have vanished.
Present tense? did they believe
What
in?
the
Oh, I
Druids
can't wait to
therefore
ask you
was
about the
believing?
final
Well,
ritual.
that's not so very easy to explain.
Put
Like
an
the
end to this
Romans and the
twisted
Greeks,
game.
the Celts had a number of gods to whom various functions were ascribed. They paid homage to these gods with rituals and
It sounds like this
sacrifices.
guy
Many of
recorded
their
with a
cult
different
rituals were
microphone.
performed for the
It's so
stars
crisp.
and
It
the
sounds
four
like it was
elements:
recorded today. Everything
fire,
else has some,
water,
like,
air, and earth. Their
haze
religious
over it.
acts always took place in forests, usually in a clearing or at some other prominent
The-
location. The Druids
The burnt
didn't
glade.
start
The
building their
bonfire
temples
glade.
until they had met the Romans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they made Stonehenge prior.
What's this
Oh.
final ritual all about?
Tell
This
me
is the
about
text
it.
I wrote down during my travels through England and France. You know, when you travel through the country, you can feel that many locals still believe in the old Celtic customs. A group of farmers in the south of
Celtic
England
customs.
let me copy the inscriptions on a megalith that stands in a field there.
Wow.
They claim that there used to be a huge Druid temple close to their house, but there's nothing left of it now. Whatever. I managed
Whatever.
to translate the text, at least in part.
Okay, Mr. Blake,
Okay.
please come to the point. What does it say?
It says that the last of the Druids saw the fall of their priesthood coming in the year 1000 AD. In the confusion surrounding the final destruction of the Order, a demonic superior Druid seized
Whoa.
power, using his knowledge of Druid magic, not for the good of his people and to honor the gods, but to submit all of mankind to his rule. In order to secure the survival of the Druids' tradition, and to complete his devilish work, he organized a final ritual, transferring the knowledge
Final
and power of
ritual.
the last of the Druids to 5 infants. These infants have always been referred to as the inheritors.
Am I one of
Go
them?
on.
The inscription says that the ritual was not entirely completed. I've not yet been able to discover why. But from what I've learnt, the inheritors are strong and powerful enough to one day complete the ritual by themselves.
They're still alive? Wait, but 1000 AD, that's year 1000, right? Like, I'm not missing an important key from history class. Or like just general like 1000 AD is the year 1000, right? Whatever. After 1000, because do the inheritors pass down their stuff?
I'd like to know more about the 4 elements.
Okay, thank you so much for the confirmation. I
Regarded
thought I
the
was going
4
crazy.
elements as the material of which the world is made. They invoked the elements.
It just keeps
and
talking about it
used
like
them
the
for their
inheritors are still
rituals.
alive.
There were only 3 proper elements: air,
Hello!
water, and earth. Fire, the 4th element, existed solely for the purpose of transferring one of the 3 basic elements into another.
You made it just in time to hear a whole
Solids
shitload
and
of Druid
liquids
lore.
become gaseous through fire. Gas can be turned into liquid form with the help of fire. Take a mixture of
Just
hydrogen
explain
and
evaporation
oxygen, for
to me.
example.
You don't need
Fire,
to.
therefore, represents transformation, the transferal of one element into a new condition.
That sounds pretty complicated.
That
I
sounds
suppose it
pretty
does when you first hear
complicated.
it, but it's actually quite simple.
Yes, well, that's what my colleague Chris Hecker always tries to tell me whenever he starts lecturing me about chemistry.
Quite right,
Chemistry.
Mr. Halligan. I shouldn't bore you with such details.
This guy's got a buttery smooth narrator voice, doesn't he? So, okay, want to get my first thought out, and then we'll catch up Bon on what's happened since she was not here and is now here. So, this guy sounds like the guy that does the narrations in VHS commercials, old ones. Like, I can't think of a good example, but like your Pokemon VHS tapes. And it would be like, oh, go to your nearby rental store after September and rent. No, they didn't tell you to rent. They told you to buy the dog of Flanders. You know, it's got that coming soon to VHS. You know that thing. Anyway, he sounds a lot like that. Next, okay, thank you, Aladdin. Yeah, we drank 180 proof alcohol and robbed homeless man, singular. All right, so we went to. This is great. Okay, we confirmed that we needed coins from the homeless man outside of the museum. If you remember him, you might have been asleep. There's a homeless man, and we needed change for the payphone. After disregarding the, I'm sure, completely operational phone in our office, so he wouldn't let us have his money because that's all he has to his name. we went back to the lab with Chris in it, and cleaned. I filled up I took the homeless man's flask. I took the homeless man's flask and I poured apple juice into it, half of it. And then I went to the shelf of like weird chemicals in the back of the lab and I cleaned them with a scarf because I found out that they had fingerprints all over them. So I Halligan just saw that they were dirty and cleaned all of them. It even did a little SpongeBob transition of 20 minutes later. I swear to God, I was trying to do this puzzle for like 20 minutes, and the screen faded out, and the words 20 minutes later like faded in and faded out. And then after that, I had finished cleaning all of Chris's bottles. He didn't ask me to do this. I just noted that, and like Halligan did it. Then I went back to Chris. I think the game kind of screwed up for a second, and I had to go back and like leave the building and come back. But then I got new dialogue with Chris, where I asked about the contents of the bottles that I just cleaned, and he told me, "Oh, you can drink that." It's that I forgot what he said. But we learned that is 180 proof medical alcohol, and Chris just offers to let us have a drink of it. And this cutscene didn't get recorded, so I'll find the cutscene later on, and I'll put it on the channel or something, or link it. I mean, why would I do that? And Chris saunters over to the bottles on the back shelf, pours some into a cup, brings it back to me, says, "Go ahead and fucking try it." So Chris is an animal too, just like Halligan, just smarter. I drink it, I pass out immediately. I wake back up some time later, and Chris is not in the lab. So then I return to the wall of bottles, and I I could have just watched Chris and figured out what bottle he picked up if this was Halligan's plan. But what I did was then pour fingerprint dust powder over all the bottles to find the one that had a fingerprint on it because we just cleaned them. So the only one with fingerprints would be the one that he used to pour into the cup. So I get that bottle. I identify that this is the one with the alcohol in it, and I pour it into the flask, and then I put it back, and then I left, and I went and fed it to the homeless guy, who passes out immediately, and I take his money. I go back to the payphone. Um, I the directory was really cutely set up. Like there were these like flippy books, and you flip the book over and open it to. There's a directory in the payphone. It tells me how to call the museum. And we call. The lady is rude to us and hangs up. I say I'm a detective. She's rude to me and hangs up. I say I really need to talk to Dr. Turner. She says he's on an expedition to Kenya and then hangs up. And then I ask where he went, and she says Kenya again and hangs up. Endless ways to obtain change for a payphone in this guy. Yes, it's true. There are endless. A, you have a phone in your office. B, at least 3 characters in the office have payphones that I can name them, like Brenda. Brenda, by the way, that was the lady's name. It was Brenda. She has a phone. Ooh, Detective Lowry has a phone. Chris has a phone. Chris says he won't let us use the phone because of in accounts. He has problems with accounts, which suggests that it costs money every time we call somebody. And as Aladdin pointed out earlier, it's sort of like weird that public service has to pay for phones in the first place. But anyway, I drastically like shorthanded what he actually said. He can correct me, but yeah, we robbed a homeless. There were so many ways to get change. It's insane. But we took the homeless person's change. There's so many ways to call this. Anyway, we did that. We did that. We did that. Lady would not have it, so we did all that for nothing. She wouldn't let us into the museum. We leave, go back to Chris, and he asks, "Oh, hey, luckily he asked me how my day's going." So then I can say that I talked to someone on the phone, and he points out that that's weird that someone picked up when we were calling Dr. Turner's extension specifically. But I was using a directory, so I don't really think I was dialing his extension per se. I think I was dialing the fucking museum phone number. But anyway, luckily Chris thought like that. And he says the only woman who could have picked up his phone would have been his daughter. Don't remember her name. Melanie, his daughter Melanie. We go back. So then Halligan tells him, "Great, I can use that." We go back to the museum. Call again. Melanie, for the fifth time, picks up the phone. Like, I would just stop answering the phone at this point. And we say, "Wait, don't hang up. I know your name is Melanie." And she's like, "Wait, what? How do you know my name?" And he says, "Okay, okay. Your your father's friend Chris sent me, and it's super important. Like, I need you to help me solve a case." And here's the thing. Earlier I said I am a detective. This is Detective Halligan. Detective Brent Halligan. She didn't want to give me the time of day. This time I say, "I am a detective. I know your name, and also you need to help me with a case," which I figure would be implied, whenever you're getting a call from a detective, they want you to help them with their case. But she's like, "Oh, that does sound serious. Let me come on to the door and I'll let you in." So she let us in, and then we give her the femur bone that we found in the forest. And then we seized control of her. So like we were playing as Melanie, and I got to talk to Halligan as Melanie for a little bit. That was neat. But then I took the femur, took it to this bone cutting machine that she keeps on her desk, and I shivved off like a sliver of the bone, like a microscopic bit of bone. Like she notes that it's wafer thin, and you can see it. You can see through it. Oh yeah, no, the daughter was like 28, 23 maybe. Um she was very perky, shall we say, so probably like 20 to 30. Um so she shaves off like a little bit of the bone, and then we put it under a microscope. And yeah, yeah. We put the little piece of bone under a microscope. Someone came in like a minute ago. I saw the viewer count go up, and now they're gone. She puts the bone, the little shave of bone, under a microscope, and then you have to manually adjust the microscope to zoom in on a little detail in the bone. And I mean, the differences, Aladdin can back me up here. The differences were minute per adjustment. It's like click the wheel, and the bone picture shifts a little bit. Click the wheel again, and then like these little yellow dots become more visible in the middle as the rest of the bone becomes blurry. And you click it like 8 times, and then it's quote unquote in focus. Uh there's no auditory confirmation that you got it. There's no like, okay, sorry. So yeah, bone. Oh yeah, I'm really going into it. You found flecks of gold in the bone. You compared the gold flecks to the gold on the handle of a sickle that you also keep in your office. And she says, "Ah, these are." Yes, thank you. That's exactly how it is. And it only one of them works. You can't just get near it. It can't be like one of three within a range. You only get the right dialogue on the one. So you compare the gold flecks to a sickle on your desk that comes from old Celtic times, just like RuneScape. And you relay all of this to Halligan, that the gold in the bone matches the sickle, but also like the curvature of the wound in the bone also matches the sickle. Then she reads a magazine that describes ancient Celtic rituals because she recognized like the sickle thing as part of the story. Finds out that like these sickles were used in ancient Celtic rituals, and suggests that we talk to the author of the article about Celtic rituals about our findings. It's true, yeah. You only use the sickle in the Mauritania swamps for the thingy. There, oh my god, it's been so long. Yeah, you get it from that one quest. I just like always associate the sickle with like the herb lore stuff. But you're right, you like only use that to collect shit in the swamp. And I was worried I wouldn't get anything done. Believe me, it's been a ride. So we just found the author of the book, and here he is, and we're learning Druid lore. He Druids were name dropped like 20 minutes ago, and it's been great. Like they're really dumping this on us. What happened to the Druids after 1080?
What happened to the Druids after 1000 AD?
Well, that's a good question, Mr. Halligan. Scientists are still arguing on that point. Some suspect that many Druids simply became priests in the Christian
Are they
church.
arguing?
After all, Christian priests took over the position in society that had formerly been reserved for the Druids. They simply changed their jobs.
And secretly
Changed
continued
their
their own
jobs.
religion?
That's not unlikely. They certainly influenced the Christian church. That we do know. Some experts believe that the Druids' order never ceased to exist. That's where the myth surrounding the final ritual comes in.
Oh yeah, he did have
Supposedly took
animations.
place 1,000 years ago.
Oh wait, the ritual took place at that. Oh, by the way, they have this thing called the final ritual that was like initiated by the lead Satanist, the most powerful Satanist druid of them all. And he wasn't able to complete it, and he put his power into 5 infants, and legend has it the infants or the inheritors can complete the ritual all on their own. Let's get one thing straight. I can complete the final ritual all on my own. Wait, alright.
Right. But what have these murders got to do with the myth?
Well, that's just it, Mr. Halligan. I haven't told you the whole story yet.
Oh, he hasn't told us the whole story.
The inscriptions explain that the Druids' inheritors require the life force of other people.
Here
to
we
complete
go.
the ritual.
I see. And how do they do that?
According to legend, the flesh has to be cut off the bones of living humans and to be eaten.
Oh.
Only then can their life force be transferred.
You mean the victims of these skeleton murders were practically eaten alive by cannibals?
By Druids. Yes.
By Druids.
The worst is yet to come, Mr. Halligan.
What? What could possibly be worse than that?
If such skeletons have been found in London, bearing marks of a golden sickle, it can only mean one thing.
Can
The
only-
inheritors are preparing for the perfection of their final ritual.
Which means?
The myth says, once the ritual has been completed, the world will become a place governed by evil. Dark magic will be unleashed upon the world, and mankind will have but one choice: to obey or to die.
This is exactly what I wanted this game to
You
be.
really believe all that?
I believe it's possible. You know, Mr. Halligan, I'm not a superstitious man, but I've spent enough time...
You seem like you are.
...to know that more goes on between heaven and earth than we can possibly imagine.
I quite
You
agree.
wouldn't say that if you
And the skeletons
if
that
you
we've found
weren't
within the past few months
superstitious.
fit in perfectly with the Druids' sacrificial rites. The day of the ritual's perfection is drawing near. Of that I'm certain.
If you're
What we're
certain-
right now is just the beginning. Before we're through, more people will die, and the inheritors will soon
Hurry,
be strong
Shepherd.
enough.
What can
As
do
we
about it?
speak,
Time is running out,
Dakuna
Mr. Halligan.
burns.
You must find the inheritors and put them out of action.
Kill them?
That's an easy thing to say, but how can I?
There may be a way. During my
A little
latest research,
stance.
I came across something very interesting. If the story I've heard is true, then there's a certain item that was extremely important for the ritual 1,000 years ago.
What is it?
A piece of jewelry mentioned in the old inscriptions. The Amulet of Transformation.
Oh, boy.
You should try to gain possession of that amulet.
The amulet of
You should try to
transformation.
gain possession of the
What's its
amulet.
purpose?
I don't know, Mr. Halligan. Nobody does. All
I don't know, maybe it
is
transforms.
that the myth says it's important for the completion of the ritual. If you find the amulet, you may be able to prevent the ritual.
Alright. You wanna come with me?
How did you find out about the amulet?
My work led to the discovery of a connection between the Druids of Gaul and Britain. It seems there was a small group of British Druids who fled to France when the ritual
He
failed.
stands out so much from the rest of the voice actors in
They
this.
wanted to save the amulet. I found out that a 13th century despotic French nobleman somehow gained possession of the amulet. I found a picture of him in an old archive.
Really? Let me see.
No. Yeah, you're right. How do I don't want to look
Well,
at
it
it.
doesn't look particularly friendly. Was he a druid?
Well, he must have had something to do with the Druids, but I really can't tell you how he gained possession of the amulet. However, he is the only clue that I can possibly give you as to the whereabouts of the amulet. I suggest that you make your way to Carmore. With any luck, you may find more clues leading to the amulet there.
All right, Mr. Blake. I'll get going immediately.
Take care of yourself, Mr. Halligan. Good luck.
Oh. Oh my god. That was a doozy. Yeah, as you said, we've been on this dialogue for at least 11 minutes. He had a shitload of dialogue. Imagine like having to read that whole script without error, make like some good takes. Like you gotta read the whole dissertation on Druid rituals for the game 5 people played. When it was contemporary. I would honestly be really honored if I could play Arthur Bedingus. Wait, did I exhaust all of his options? Let's see. We gotta go get the amulet. Gotta go retrieve the amulet. Alright, new location. Okay, there's a cutscene playing. You can't see it, but I'm on a boat. A cargo boat is drifting off toward the horizon. This is not Sea Shanty 2. Anyway. Sorry, I'm saving like a Pokemon player. We're in Camors. Let me talk to the captain.
Hello, Captain.
Hello, Captain. What? It really is. It is just getting started. I think what we just played was essentially, you could call it the prologue.
Do you know the castle of Carmore? I say.
I might.
I say, I might.
Well, do you know the castle or don't you?
He's a druid.
You're not being very talkative.
No.
When are you leaving for Portsmouth?
In
He's
2 hours.
absolutely a
Are you
druid.
coming?
Yes.
Yes.
Then come aboard.
Wait, not yet. Oh. Oh, that's right, I came from Portsmouth. Hold up. Alright, now this game is just getting started. This is neat. I like this new location. I love it when you unlock new hubs in
To you,
games.
monsieur.
Shush, shush, shush. Silence.
That's me.
Are there many fish here? Have you caught anything?
When it is quiet enough, then I catch quite a
Oh.
few, so please speak quietly.
Absolutely.
Why? Fish have such good ears.
You bet. A single murmur and I'll have to sit here for an hour longer waiting for them.
Wow.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass
Whoa.
telescope ultralight 47.
I want one.
The latest model.
Oh, he's a connoisseur.
What are you planning to catch?
You may not believe me, but I've caught all kinds of things here. You know, I've caught pike 5 meters long.
Ooh.
Eyes like plates and razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought
Oh my god, you're right,
the
the water is gorgeous.
clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
You expect me to believe that?
Well, a better rod is going to be easier to hold in your
I even had
hands.
some photos of one of those fish. but
You
I'm
can
afraid I
lose
lost
your
them
grip on a
in the
nice rod. I think you mean it broke.
right here.
And now there's not a shred of evidence to support it.
Oh.
That is a pity.
Don't you believe me? Ask Capitaine Deneuve. He will confirm it. I often show him the fish that I catch.
No, you certainly don't, but we're Detective fucking Brent Halligan, and we're gonna ask to hold his rod.
Capitaine Deneuve? Who's that?
Oh, you don't know him? He captains the ferry that brought you here. He's over there, on board.
Okay.
He's experienced a lot and has been all over the place. He knows a lot of stories. Incredible stories.
Alright.
Like what, for example?
You'll have to ask him that.
You'll have to ask
I
him
never
that
really listen
yourself.
when he starts spinning his yarns. He's
Damn.
bound to tell you a story or two. You just have to know how to deal with him.
Alright.
How to deal
Oh
with
yeah,
him?
he's hard to deal
What
with.
do you mean?
Not so loud, please.
Sorry.
Fish?
No, because of Captain
Oh,
Nerve, he
that was a
might
funny
use-
joke.
And?
Look,
I really do appreciate the water graphics. Like, we're looking at them a lot.
he insists on being addressed by his
He's totally a druid.
How do you call it?
I mean,
Peculiarity of his.
Oh?
he's totally a
He's
druid.
an old sea dog from a real old seafaring family. Some ancestor of his served in Napoleon's fleet. He himself used to go out to sea doing the real thing. Got a master's certificate and all that. Seen the world, so he says. These days he just captains the ferry, but he still insists on people using his title. He says his rank should still command people's respect.
Oh, well, if that's all, I don't mind.
Okay.
What do I have to call him then?
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve. That's his full title.
Alright.
We'll appreciate that.
Thank you for the
Thanks for the
tip.
hint.
Where's my cursor? There you go.
I have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
Thank you, thank you.
Alright, Monsieur Capitaine and Monsieur de Turacao.
Excuse me. What?
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles
Oh,
Deneuve.
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve, aren't you?
Charles...
That is correct, my boy. Charles Deneuve, Captain of the Merchant Navy.
I
of
fucking
France.
wish a
How
lot
do you
of...
know my name?
I've been talking to a friend of yours, the fisherman over there at the jetty.
Pierre? Ah, yes.
Oh, Pierre.
I expect he has been telling you about his pike, the one that was 5 meters long.
He told me all about his 5-meter long pike. Is this story
Is
true?
his story true?
To be honest with you, my boy, Pierre tends to exaggerate a little, just like all fishermen. The pike was about
You know how it
4.5
is, ladies.
meters long. No more than that.
It says you're from Camors.
Pierre says you're from Carmore. Like
I
he
think it is. JGX is a
true?
British
Yes,
studio.
that's right. I grew up here. As a
They
youngster,
love
I
Monty
wanted to be a
Python.
fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
Thank you.
Tell me more about Pierre.
I meet him almost every day. He doesn't have much to do these days, not since the fishing industry went down the drain.
So he's a fisherman, is he?
He used to have 3 trawlers and 5 employees. But nobody wants French fish anymore these days. They're too expensive. Now he spends his days sitting at the jetty, catching a few fish for himself and his friends to eat.
That's
They meet
very
around at his
nice.
place practically every evening and talk about old times, when they used to go out on their trawlers every day.
Oh, that's lovely.
Doesn't he have anything better to do?
No, not much.
He has nothing
None
better
of the
to
villagers
do.
here has much to do, since business is so bad nowadays. Pierre has a small farm which supplies him with all he needs. A few years
All he
back, he built
needs.
himself a small stable next to his house, where he keeps a few animals. His life is rather boring, really.
That's not
why
really
he's
boring.
always
It seems
pleased when I
relaxed.
Tell him a few stories.
That's cute. Well, he doesn't listen to them.
How long does he sit there fishing?
This might be pertinent
Until I come
information.
back with my last load of passengers. Since he's had that fishing rod, he sometimes sits there even longer. If I have time, we go over to Francois' place when I'm finished for the day.
Aww.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a great help.
Have
You're
you?
welcome, my boy.
Oh. I felt really driven earlier when we found out that we needed to go get an amulet because my goal seemed very pointed. And 10 minutes of talking back and forth between a fisherman and the captain later, and back to like the what am I trying to accomplish mindset. No, I can't go anywhere. Alrighty.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
Yeah, JGX humor, and I guess this. Well, it's around the same time. RuneScape Classic, it wasn't called Classic back then, was around in 2001. So, I mean, this game came out in 2001, so, like, not only is it same region, but, like, same era. So, of, like, game developers. So mayhaps. I'm definitely gonna draw some similarities between these two. And also your character, they're not really afraid to write your character as a bit of an asshole in RuneScape, so... That's a RuneScape, like, that even sounds like a little RuneScape note from music in RuneScape. RuneScape. Okay. I'd like to speak to you about the castle of Carmors.
I've told you all I know about it.
Have you? You told me a lot more about fish. What do you know about the castle?
What do you know about the castle?
No, it ain't no sea shanty too.
It's supposed to have belonged to a rich family around here many centuries ago. As a child, I used to play in the ruins with my friends, but it's not really safe to go walking around in the rubble.
Why is that?
It's in danger of collapsing.
Ooh.
Anyway,
We're gonna have to collapse it.
Especially in the cemetery. There's not much left of the castle nowadays. Local farmers use the ruin as a quarry when they need stones for their houses. There's just a few bits of rubble left.
Oh, that's cute. They repurposed it. I want a druid stone. That's what I want. I want to get my own druid stone.
Have you ever heard of the Lord of the Castle of Carmor?
Yes, of course. My parents used to tell me about him in order to scare me when I wouldn't go to bed. For the children of Carmor, the Lord was a kind of bogeyman, you know. Our parents used to tell us horror stories.
Your fucking president kidnaps kids?
Villagers used to vanish, that the Lord would catch and kill little children. They told me, Pierre, sleep now, or the Lord will come and get you. I remember it as if it had been yesterday.
Aww. Oh, tell me all about it.
Yes, a couple of times. We needed stones for our new stable, but I don't mind telling you, I wasn't too happy out there.
Ooh.
What did people believe would happen if the Lord came to get you?
You'd be killed and fed to the Lord's hounds. At least, that's what my parents told me.
That's not much of a bedtime story to tell a small boy.
True, but it worked. We kept away from the castle after dark, believe me.
Alright, well, we can confirm.
Was the Lord such an
But
evil
was he
character?
evil?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay, he was.
They say he murdered his entire family, not to mention half the household. He was a madman, but I don't remember many details of the old stories.
Alright.
I have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna exhaust these guys' dialogue. That's really all I can do.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Let's talk about
Yes?
fishing this
No,
time. I'll have to speak to you about
I'd
fishing.
like to speak to you about fishing.
What would you like to know?
Let's fly
Like a
around.
fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass telescope, ultralight.
How the hell did you get one of those out in these boondocks? Alright, we're popping the question, Aladdin.
Do you mind if I hold your fishing rod for a while?
Sorry, my friend. It
Oh.
was very expensive. I spent 800 francs on it.
He said it's very
Anyone
clear.
else touch it?
Can't see it. Can I have a
Could you
fish?
give me one of your fish?
On a normal day, I would, but
That's really sweet of
just
you to
haven't
give
been
it
able
at
to
all.
catch enough today.
How many fish have you caught?
Well, not a single one, my friend.
That's not a lot.
Oh, they
Yeah,
translated
precisely.
Monami.
I must try to catch some now, otherwise I will have nothing to offer this evening.
You're planning to sell the fish?
No, no. I have visitors coming this evening, you understand?
I
And you'll
see.
feed him for a day.
I suppose there's nothing doing then.
Sorry. Why don't you just buy a fishing rod of your own and come and join me?
Well, he really is
If
pulling
you're
that on
nice
us.
and quiet, you may be lucky.
Alright.
What are you planning to catch?
You may not.
I would love to
believe me,
join
but I've
him.
caught all kinds of things here.
Alright, we
You
got
know,
that.
I've caught pike 5 meters long, with eyes like plates and razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought this rod. The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
Clean.
Do you expect me
I
to
thought he
believe
said
that?
clear.
Of course, it's the truth. I swear it. I even had some photos of one of those fish, but I'm afraid I lost them. They fell
Ninth
into the
grade
water
geometry,
right here.
my teacher.
now
I
there's
remember
not
it
a
was ninth
shred of
grade
evidence to
geometry. My
support
teacher
your
had the
claim.
poster.
That is a pity.
Don't
Or
you
give him
believe
out
me?
a fish
Ask
and you'll feed him
Captain
for a
Believe.
day.
He will confirm it. I often show him the fish.
I
that
spent like
catch.
40 minutes out of my day looking at that poster for a school year. Oh, let's see. So I guess I have to tell him I doubt him.
It Still sounds rather fishy to me.
My friend, you came to speak to me, not the other way around. If you're not going to believe me, you may as well leave me alone.
Okay, I believe
don't
you.
have to talk to you see.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance.
No problem. You're welcome.
Alright, back to the Capitan.
Monsieur le Capitaine?
What can I do for you?
Riveting. No, I've changed my mind.
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
Alright, new dialogue.
Right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
Oh, he likes us now. Is that true?
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
Can I come?
Tell me more about Pierre.
Tell me about
I
Pierre.
meet him almost every day. He doesn't have much to do these days. Not since the fishing industry went down the drain.
So he's a fisherman, is he?
He used to have 3 trawlers and 5 employees. But nobody wants French fish anymore these days. They're too expensive. Now he spends his days sitting at the jetty, catching a few fish for himself and his friends to eat. They meet round at his place practically every evening and talk about old times, when they used to go out on their trawlers every day.
Let's see, anything better to do? How long does he sit there? Okay, we know how long he sits there, but we don't know whether he has anything better to do.
Doesn't he have anything better to do?
No, not much. None of the villagers here has much to do, since business is so bad nowadays. Pierre has a small farm.
They're in a recession.
All he needs. A few years back, he built himself a small stable next to his house, where he keeps a few animals. His life is rather boring, really. That's why he's always pleased when I tell him a few stories.
Alright, thank you, Monsieur Capron.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a great help.
You're welcome, my boy.
I love it when he calls us my boy. Alright, back to you. Can I investigate any of this, by the way? How would you like a bottle of orange
I should
juice?
think up something else.
How would you like a femur?
Not a good idea.
Alright.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
I'd like to speak to you about
I'd like to speak to you about fishing.
What would you like to know?
I think this is one of those things where you have to, like, go through the correct dialogue trees, because there's, like, nothing else to interact with in this town. The 180 proof, yeah, you're right. After I get out of this menu, I'll give him the 180 proof apple juice with the hobo spin on it.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice.
He likes it when we compliment him.
Enhanced fiberglass telescope ultralight.
Tell me about the enhanced fiberglass telescope ultralight 47. If I hold it, let's try.
What are you planning to catch?
Let's try this first.
You may not believe me, but I've caught.
Because it's coming in like a certain order.
You know, I've caught pike 5 meters long, with eyes like plates and razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought this rod. The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
Do you expect...
I unfocused the game. Uh-oh. No, no, no. Oh, there it goes. You're done. No worries. We're not actually in his office. Alright, back to this. Oh, my settings are not... My ears aren't getting blown out anymore. Hold on. There we go. All better.
Yes, now what?
Can't hear a goddamn thing.
I'd like to speak to you about fishing.
What would you like to know?
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass.
Flatter him a bit.
47, the latest model.
Oh yeah, you're right. I had the opportunity, didn't I? Let's turn up the OBS. Yeah, I could increase the desktop. Yeah, the desktop audio is set to a quarter right now. I really might as well.
Could you give me one of your fish?
On a normal day, I would, but I just haven't been able to catch enough today.
How many fish have you caught?
Well, not a single one, my friend.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, precisely. I must try to catch some now, otherwise I will have nothing to offer this evening.
You're planning to sell the fish?
Nothing to offer.
I have visitors coming this evening, you understand?
I see. I suppose there's nothing doing then.
Sorry. Why don't you just buy a fishing rod of your own and come and join me?
Maybe I can buy my own fishing rod.
Nice and quiet, you may be lucky.
Well, maybe I can open one of the... Maybe I actually can go buy a fishing rod. I don't have any money.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
I'm gonna go ahead and crash the game with no survivors. There we go. Oh my god, it's not gonna crash, it's not gonna crash, it's not gonna crash. We're gonna make it. It didn't crash. Alright. Now... Are these levels appropriate? Alright. How's the audio now? That's probably good. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for letting me know. And sorry, I don't think it's gonna get too engaging anytime soon. I'm really just trying to work my way through the dialogue tree puzzle. Because there's no way I'm supposed to have to go buy anything. I don't have my wallet. How'd I even charter this ferry if I couldn't pay for a payphone?
Excuse me,
But maybe
Pierre.
it's not
Yes,
down that
now
line.
I'd like to ask you something about Capitaine de
Okay, maybe we can grease the captain a little
Yes,
bit.
I have. And you were right. He's a very strange man. Can you really believe everything he says?
Well, I'm not sure, quite honestly. He's a sailor, and they're always full of stories. 50 years at sea are a long time. Enough time to experience a great deal. And for a lot of things to become a bit muddled up in one's mind.
He certainly seems to say some strange things.
I don't think all his stories are true, but there's a core of truth in many of them. You'll have to make up
Oh,
your
it's
own
like
mind which of his
Aesop's
stories to believe.
Fables. There we go, here's the dialogue.
Is he a friend of yours?
Friend? Well, I've seen him almost every day for a number of years. He captains the ferry, I do my fishing. When he's finished for the day, we sometimes go over to the bistro for a glass of pastis. Yes, now I come to think of it, I suppose we are friends.
I guess you could.
You get on well with each
We
other?
might be friends.
I should think it's pretty difficult being friends with a man like him.
Oh, we get on rather well, really. We don't talk much, you know. If anything, he does the talking, spins his yarns. The only thing about him that sometimes drives me crazy is his damned cat.
Captain has a cat.
Yes. He lets her out here on the jetty in the morning and takes her back in at night. And the damned beast spends all day slinking around.
There we go.
You don't like cats.
I hate cats. They steal the fish from my bucket or get tangled up in my fishing line. The nervous creature has often knocked my bucket of bait over, and I've had to go and get some more. I've told him hundreds of times to take the animal on the ferry with him, but he just won't do it.
So now we've got to go kill a cat.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance.
No problem. You're
And
welcome.
then this guy will love us, and we can get his ultralight carbon 47 fishing rod. So there's a cat around here. there is certainly more than one way to skin a fish. And if there's anything I know, it's fish always land on their feet. I'll take a quick drink. There we go. Sorry, I can't go 2 hours without taking a sip of a cold brew, courtesy of Publix. Well, there are no cats here. I thought maybe the cat would come out. Maybe the captain will tell me more about where he is?
Monsieur le Capitaine?
What can I do for you?
I've changed my mind. Okay.
Got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois.
Okay, we know about the small house behind Francois. Chocolate fudge.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a great help.
You're welcome, my boy.
Especially with the guy that... Thank you. Especially with the guy that wants everyone to be quiet just 5 meters away. I'm gonna talk to him again about the cat. I swear that's probably all we need to do now.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
How did I get there?
I'd like to ask you something about Capitaine Deneuve.
Have you spoken to him?
Yes, I have.
And you're
you were
right.
He's a very strange man.
This game is chock full of awkward conversation.
Can you really believe everything he says?
Well, I'm not sure, quite honestly. He's a sailor, and they're always full of stories. 50 years at sea are a long time. Enough time to experience a great deal, and for a lot of things to become a bit muddled up in one's mind.
He certainly seems to say some strange things.
I don't think all his stories are true, but there's a core of truth in many of them. You'll have to make up your own mind which of his stories to believe.
Why does he only captain a small ferry nowadays?
He used to command a large merchant ship, but then he was dismissed. I think it was because he drank. He missed Cape Town harbour in the fog.
That could have happened to anyone, drink or no drink.
Yes, but it so happens that with him, it was drink. He was actually seeing double. In the fog, he saw the shadowy outlines of 2 bays and ordered his helmsman to set course for the one...
Couldn't the helmsman have told him that...
The wrong one?
Exactly. There was no right-hand bay. The port had 1 bay, not 2. But you'd better keep that to yourself. He gets pretty embarrassed if anyone mentions
Wouldn't
it.
the guy have
I
known not
understand.
to navigate into the wall? Let's see. Is he a friend of yours?
I'd like to speak
Let's
to
see
you
if
about
it
fishing.
tells us more
What
about
would
the
you like to
bait
know?
bucket cat.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass telescope ultralight 47, the latest model.
Good lord.
I have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
Well, let's go
Thank
ask
you,
the captain
thank you.
about his DUI. Or his PUI, piloting under the... No.
Monsieur le Capitaine,
What can I do for you?
I've got a few more questions concerning our last conversation.
All right. Ask me anything you like, my boy.
Alright.
Pierre says you're from Carmore, like he is. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. I grew up here. As a youngster, I wanted to be a fisherman and used to work on my father's trawler. Later, I went to naval college to become a captain of the Merchant Navy of France. I have a small house at the end of the road, just behind Francois' Bistro.
Hmm.
Tell me more about Pierre.
I meet him
I
almost
feel like
every
I'm the
day.
goldfish with
He
no
doesn't have
memory,
much
asking
to
these
do
people the
these
same
days.
questions
Not
over and
since
over.
the fishing industry went down the drain.
So he's a fisherman, is he?
He used to have 3 trawlers and 5 employees. But nobody wants French fish anymore these days. They're too expensive. Now he spends his days sitting at the jetty, catching a few fish for himself and his friends to eat. They meet round at his place practically every evening and talk about old times, when they used to go out on their trawlers every day.
Thank you, Monsieur le Capitaine. You've been a great help.
You're welcome, my boy.
You're welcome, my boy. Alright. I still think we have to go hide back here and get the cat food. Unless I have to, like, do more dialogue, but I was here for a while before. Like most behind cover here. Because that guy's not screaming at me from the boat when I'm not talking to him. That guy is sitting very quietly. The cat is about. Give it. Play with my apple juice.
Think first, Brent.
How did I even get to the cat dialogue?
I take it these drums contain fuel.
Okay, well, not posed like this, maybe. Alright, let's go try and get back to the cat dialogue. Thank you very much for sitting here and watching this
Excuse me,
freaking
Pierre.
Cat Wars
Yes?
section.
Now what?
To the viewers right now and the viewers in the future who will look at the VOD. For those of you who made it this far in the video, tell us, what would you do if you lived in Cat Wars? I think I would fish.
I'd like to ask you something about Capitaine Deneuve.
Have you spoken to him?
Yes, I have. And you were right. He's a very strange man.
A lot of you left interesting comments on my last video asking, what would you do in Cat Wars if you found yourself in Cat Wars? Everything he says. Oh God, how do I get to the cat dialogue again?
Can you really
I have to keep
believe
talking about the
everything
old
he says?
Capitan.
Well, I'm not sure, quite honestly. He's a sailor, and they're always full of stories. 50 years at sea are a long time. Enough time to experience a great
How would you
deal,
kill yourself? They're in
and
a
for lot of
recession.
things to become a bit muddled up in one's mind.
He certainly seems to say some strange things.
I don't think all his stories are true, but there's a core of truth in many of them. You'll have to make up your own mind.
I don't
which
know,
of
it would
his
be like
stories to
harder
believe.
to get something to kill yourself with. I guess there's water around. We know about the ferry. He kind of closed the dialogue after we did the ferry.
I'd like to speak to you
again.
about fishing.
What would you like to know?
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice, isn't it? It's an enhanced fiberglass telescope ultralight.
I straight up the
37,
grandest dialogue until I get
latest
to the
model.
cat stuff again. Hopefully I ask the right stuff.
Could you give me one of your fish?
On a normal day, I would, but I just haven't been able to catch enough today.
How many fish have you caught?
Well, not a single one, my friend.
That's not a lot.
Yeah,
That was something I was
I must try to
considering,
catch
because
some
we're...
now, otherwise I will have nothing to offer this evening.
You're planning to sell the fish?
Nah.
They had to have been big enough,
have
because
visitors
this is
coming
2001 too, you know,
soon.
you couldn't just download Unreal or Pi
suppose
game and make
there's
your own
nothing doing it.
event-driven
Sorry.
mystery
Why don't you
game,
just buy a fishing
like
rod
without the
for Halloween?
backing of,
Come and join
you know,
me. Who
something,
knows? If
or a
you're
lot of
nice and
passion.
quiet, you may be lucky.
But goddamn. But I mean, you're right. Especially that one character that's like obviously sounds so much like a pretty big actor who gets big actor wages. Arthur, all the characters really. Maybe the Druids made this.
What are you planning to
Oh
catch?
god, one more.
You may not believe me, but I've caught all kinds of things here. You know, I've caught pike 5 meters long, with eyes like plates and razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought this rod. The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
Do you expect me to believe that?
Of course, it's the truth. I swear it. I even had some photos of one of those fish, but I'm afraid I lost them. They fell into the water. Right here.
And now there's not a shred of evidence to support your story. That is a pity.
Don't you believe me? Ask Capitaine
Right,
Deneuve.
okay.
He will confirm it. I often show him the fish that I catch.
It all sounds rather fishy to me. Alright, oh, tell me
Captain
about the
Deneuve?
man with the cat.
Who's that?
There we go.
Oh, you don't know him? He captains the ferry that brought you here. He's over there, on board. He's experienced a lot and has been all over the place. He knows a lot of stories. Incredible stories.
Oh? Like what, for example?
You'll have to ask him that yourself. I never really listen properly when he starts
Spitting
spinning
as
his
he
yarns.
yawns.
He's bound to tell you a story or two. You just have to know how to deal with him.
Okay.
Is he a very difficult man, then?
Well, he doesn't like strangers much. And he hates people talking about his job in the ferry company. He's a proud old man, you see, and stubborn.
I see. I'm used to people like that. I'll get on all right with him.
Aw. No, don't kick me out. I need
I
to
have to go. Good luck with your fishing.
Thank you.
tell me about his stupid fucking cat.
Excuse me, Pierre.
Yes? Now what?
About fishing.
I'd like to speak to you about fishing.
What would you like to know?
Okay, now tell me about Captain Domingo.
Are there many fish here? Have you caught anything?
When it is quiet enough, then I catch quite a few, so please speak quietly.
Why? Do fish have such good ears?
You bet. A single murmur and I'll have to sit here for an hour longer waiting for them.
I know what you do with them. Why are you fishing right here? Oh, maybe if I talk about the fishing rod now.
Why are
No,
you fishing
just-
right here?
The ship's propellers whirl up a lot of
Ooh,
plankton,
here we
which
go.
attracts the fish. Once the ferry has settled,
Fishing lore.
I can often get
There is so much
Isn't
dialogue in
rather
this
a noisy
game.
place for the fish?
Nah. The only time it's noisy is when the ferry's in.
Is that
Other
true
than
that the
it's
propellers kick up
quiet.
algae and make the
Unless,
fish
of
show up
course,
more?
People come
Guess
up
it makes
and bother
sense.
me with too many questions, my friend.
Talking about me.
I like your fishing rod. It's a beauty.
Yes, nice.
Seriously, oh my god, I have spent half an hour talking to the same two NPCs in like one area in what I would say is just past the prologue of the game. The game starts when you hear the name Druid for the first time. Do you mind if I hold your fish? No, I already did that.
Do you mind if I hold your fishing rod for a
We've done the
while?
other ones 20 times. Let's do the one with only
very
the parts.
expensive. I spent 800 francs on it, and I'm not going to let anyone else touch it.
Oh god. Okay, I think I'm just gonna look up what I need to do. I can't do this.
What are you planning to catch?
I mean, I haven't looked
You may not
anything up so
believe me,
far,
but
so
I've
maybe I
caught
should
all
just...
kinds of things here. You know, I've caught pike.
I
5
drugged a
meters
beggar and
long,
took his money. I couldn't
eyes
talk
like
to a man
pigs
about
and
cats.
razor-sharp teeth. That's why I bought this rod. The last one was pulled clean out of my hands by one of those beasts.
Do you expect me to believe that?
Of course, it's the truth. I swear it. I even had some photos of one of those fish, but I'm afraid I lost them. They fell into the water. Right here.
And now there's not a shred of evidence to support your story. That is a pity.
Don't you believe me? Ask Capitaine Deneuve. He will confirm it. I often show him the fish that I catch.
Here we go. Let's do... I'm gonna finish this dialogue. Let's see. Still runs for the fishy. Alright, if I say sounds rather fishy, he's gonna kick me out.
Oh, you don't know him?
Yeah.
He captains the ferry that brought
If
you
I don't get
here.
anything
He's
out of
over
this
there,
conversation,
on board.
actually, I'll just,
He's experienced
I've been going
a lot
around
and
in
he's been
circles
all
for a
over the
good
place.
20
He
minutes
knows
to
a
get
lot of
time to end the
stories.
stream.
Incredible stories.
Oh? Like what, for example?
You'll have to ask him that yourself. I never really listened properly.
And
when he
then I
starts
think I'll just like
speaking.
do some of this off
He's bound
camera,
to tell
and
you
then
a
like next
story or
stream.
two.
Next stream I'll
You
start
just have to
early,
know how to
make
deal
some
with him.
next dialogue of progress, and then we'll pick up from there.
How to deal with him?
Here we go.
What do you mean?
Not so loud, please.
So
Because
loud,
of the fish?
please.
Because of Capitaine Deneuve. He might hear
This
us.
is seriously a funny little bit of dialogue.
I'll tell you something. Deneuve's a bit strange. He insists on being addressed by his title. It's a, how do you call it, a peculiarity of his.
Oh? Why is that?
He's an old sea dog from a real old seafaring family. Some ancestor of his served in Napoleon's fleet. He himself used to go out to sea doing the real thing. Got a master's certificate and all that. Seeing the world, so he says. These days he just captains the ferry. But he still insists on people using his title. He says his rank should still command people's respect.
Oh, well, if that's all, I don't mind. What do I have to call him then?
Monsieur le Capitaine Charles Deneuve.
There really would have been something if they made it. I was earlier on when we were at the payphone, I was assuming they'd like we'd learned the museum's number from somewhere else,
I have to go.
and then
Good
I'd
luck with
have to
your
type it
fishing.
in manually.
Thank you.
So I was surprised that it just gave us that, and it's not. It wouldn't have been too far off after that to just maybe type out his entire fucking title. All right. Okay. Sorry, I don't think we really got anywhere since we got here to Camorras, but thank you very much for joining tonight, viewers. Again, it's a little crusty right here. So, I'm gonna figure this out off camera next week or later on in this very week. We're gonna make it out of here. We're gonna solve the mystery of the Druids, part 1, and we're gonna find that cat. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, seriously, for tuning in, and I'll be back later. Tune in next week. Whoa, oh my god, you can run? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. But, oh, is there anyone I can... I don't think I have to raid. But, if anyone is up. Let's see.
That was my.
Oh, Bastion Busakibus is online? Okay, there we go. Well, there are two people here now. I'll just call it a night. Have a good night. Thank you so much.